CompTIA A Core 2 Complete Training Course. Exam Objective 4.2 Given a scenario, apply change management procedures. Change management is a structured process used to plan, review, approve, implement, and document changes within an organization's IT environment. In the world of IT, change is unavoidable. Systems get upgraded, software gets patched, hardware gets replaced, and security vulnerabilities constantly need attention. Without a proper change management process in place, even a simple modification can accidentally create downtime, security issues, or widespread disruption. In other words, one poorly planned quick fix can quickly become everyone's weekend problem. At the center of the change management process is the change request form. This document acts as the blueprint for the proposed change and helps ensure that every important detail is reviewed before implementation begins. A properly completed change request form improves communication, reduces misunderstandings, and helps organizations manage risk more effectively. One of the first sections included in a change request form is the purpose of the change. This explains why the change is being proposed in the first place. The purpose may involve fixing a problem, improving security, increasing performance, supporting business growth, or meeting compliance requirements. Clearly defining the purpose helps stakeholders understand the value and necessity of the change before approving it. Closely tied to the purpose is the scope of the change, which defines exactly what systems, applications, devices, or processes will be affected. Scope is important because it establishes the boundaries of the change and prevents confusion later in the process. A clearly defined scope helps avoid scope creep, where additional tasks slowly get added until a small change somehow turns into a full-blown infrastructure overhaul. Another topic emphasized in the current version of the A Core 2 exam objectives is change type. Not every change carries the same level of urgency or risk, so organizations often categorize changes into different types. A standard change is a routine, low-risk change that follows a well-established process. These changes are commonly repeated and usually pre-approved because the risks are already understood. Installing approved software updates on workstations each month would be one example. A normal change is a non-routine change that requires formal review and approval before implementation. These changes may involve higher risk, greater complexity, or broader impact on systems and users. An emergency change is a change that must be implemented immediately to address a critical issue, such as a major outage or serious security vulnerability. Emergency changes often move through the approval process more quickly, due to the urgency of the situation. Once the purpose, scope, and change type are defined, organizations perform a risk analysis. Risk analysis involves identifying potential problems the change could create, and evaluating how severe those risks may be. This may include concerns such as service outages, compatibility issues, security vulnerabilities, or business disruptions. Organizations often assign a risk level such as low, medium, or high, to help determine how carefully the change should be reviewed and tested. The higher the risk level, the more planning, testing, and oversight are usually required before implementation moves forward. Even with careful planning, things do not always go according to plan. That is why organizations create a rollback plan. A rollback plan outlines the exact steps required to reverse the change and restore systems to their previous state if problems occur. Think of it like an emergency exit route. Hopefully you never need it, but you definitely want it available before things catch fire. Alongside the rollback plan is the backup plan, which serves a different purpose. While the rollback plan focuses on undoing the change itself, the backup plan ensures that critical data, system configurations, or virtual machines can be restored if data becomes corrupted, lost, or damaged during implementation. Backups provide an additional layer of protection and are especially important before major upgrades or infrastructure changes. Another important step is identifying the responsible staff members involved in a proposed change process. Everyone should know their role before implementation begins. Some team members may handle backups, others may perform the implementation itself, while another group may monitor systems afterward for issues. Clearly assigning responsibilities helps reduce confusion and improves accountability during the change process. Once all planning and documentation is complete, the change request moves to the Change Advisory Board, commonly referred to as the CAB. The CAB is a group of stakeholders, managers, and technical experts responsible for reviewing proposed changes. Their job is to evaluate risks, ensure the change aligns with business goals, and decide whether the change should be approved, denied, or modified before moving forward. Once the change request has been reviewed and approved by the Change Advisory Board, the process can move into sandbox testing. A sandbox is a controlled, isolated testing environment designed to safely evaluate changes before they are introduced into the live production environment. Think of it as a practice field where IT teams can test changes without risking damage to real systems, users, or business operations. Sandbox testing allows administrators to identify unexpected problems, compatibility issues, or performance concerns before implementation begins. Teams may run simulations, stress tests, or functionality checks to confirm the change behaves as expected under realistic conditions. Because the sandbox environment is separated from production systems, any mistakes or failures remain contained, preventing disruptions to live services. This testing phase gives organizations an opportunity to catch issues early, reduce risk, and build confidence before moving forward with implementation. Once testing is successfully completed, the change moves into the implementation phase. This is where the approved modifications are finally applied to the live production environment. During implementation, teams follow the documented procedures carefully while monitoring systems for unexpected behavior or failures. Timing also plays a major role in successful implementations. Most organizations schedule changes during maintenance windows, which are predetermined periods where downtime or service interruptions are considered acceptable. These windows are often scheduled during evenings, weekends, or other low-usage periods to minimize disruption to users and business operations. On the flip side, organizations may also establish change freezes. A change freeze is a designated period where non-essential changes are temporarily prohibited. Businesses commonly implement change freezes during major holidays, end-of-quarter financial processing, or other critical business periods where stability is especially important. Nobody wants a surprise outage during Black Friday because someone decided it was the perfect time to quickly update the server. After implementation, organizations often perform a peer review. During peer review, another technician or administrator reviews the completed change, implementation steps, configurations, commands, or documentation to ensure everything was performed correctly. A second set of eyes can help identify mistakes, overlooked issues, or security concerns that may have been missed during implementation. Peer review improves accuracy, strengthens accountability, and helps reduce the likelihood of hidden problems remaining in the environment. Once the peer review is complete, the process shifts toward end-user acceptance. This phase focuses on verifying that the change works properly in the live environment and meets the needs of the users affected by it. End users may test applications, confirm workflows still function correctly, or provide feedback about performance and usability. If issues are discovered, adjustments can be made before the change is considered fully complete. Finally, it never hurts to conclude your change process by documenting lessons learned. This step involves reflecting on what worked well, identifying what didn't go as planned, and determining how similar changes can be improved in the future. These insights are invaluable for strengthening future projects, enhancing processes, and reducing the likelihood of repeating a mistake. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more great content.